Step 6. Bringing out your natural warmth and goodness. Until this point, we've been really working with our natural intelligence. We've stopped ourselves, we breathe, we relax, we define. We have a whole pile of words in front of us. We don't have to think. We use our intuition, our natural intelligence, and define. The chart isn't linear, and therefore we can ask ourselves, do I feel more one way or another? We can use different words if other words feel better to you around some feelings. But there are 22 feelings here. We continue to repeat this process. How do I feel again? Is there a change in how I feel? Do I feel more this way or that way? We interchange the words and we don't take them off until they come off. And some words, for example, in my own scenario, I had doubt there for months. I still felt doubt, even though I felt perhaps optimistic or hopeful in other areas. So the bottom area of how I felt always had doubt, and perhaps some of the other cards changed. And I would always ask myself what it was about. My natural intuition, no analysis per se. In this step, we take it one step further. And we try to uncover our natural warmth and goodness. Especially when it has to do with people. We might want to look at frustrated or impatient and say to ourselves, is there something to say or do to myself or someone? Is there something to say? Is there any wisdom I have or I know about being frustrated? So we know in this situation we had a problem with our colleague. Have I been avoiding speaking to that person? Is there something to say to them? You've gone through the process and you probably know what you're actually frustrated about. Now you can decide, how do I want to say that? And you're not in anger and you're not in sadness. You're a bit impatient now. And now you can actually hit the nail on the head with that person and just speak to them quite rationally about how you're really feeling and what you would like. And you actually are feeling a bit positive about it. So that brings your natural warmth and goodness to the surface. Sometimes we need to sit on what we really want to say, but it does help us to think about how are we going to relate. And in some cases, in the context of whatever the issue is, maybe sometimes it is with ourselves that we've been ignoring something, procrastinating on something, and we're feeling angry and then discouraged and then moving even up the scale to sad about it. We can then even ask ourselves, is there something to do? Is there something more I need to admit? Is there some wisdom I have about this situation? That gives us movement to move forward. And once we've done that, if I've spoken to my colleague and come back the next day, and perhaps we had a good conversation, it might not have all been resolved, but I'm no longer feeling frustrated. I'm actually feeling hopeful. And I'm positive about it, but I'm a little more than positive about it. I'm actually really happy about that. And so a few days ago, we were in anger and in discouragement. We felt relief along the way. We worked through our natural intelligence, asked ourselves questions about our natural warmth and goodness, about is there something to do or say? And all of a sudden we did it, and we feel better when we come back. That's how this chart works.